Well, hello everybody. It's time for our lunch break musings for the day. Um, been seeing a lot of stuff about. Looks like the Democrats are finally starting to push back a little bit in the House. That's a good thing to see. Looks like Moses Mike is freaking out. That's even better to see. Um, and it looks like the Supreme Court is getting ready to completely obliterate the Voting Rights Act so that we can go back to how it used to be that if you weren't a rich white man, you couldn't vote. So, prepare yourself for that. Anyway, so let's just see what the cards have to say today. All right, we're starting out with the Ten of Wands. That's being burdened, overburdened, almost overloaded. Um, Responsibilities continually being heaped upon your shoulders to the point that you feel like you're going to break. A lot of people are at that point right now. They can't take any more. And the other side is gleefully rubbing their hands together, trying to figure out how to heap more on our shoulders. But then I got the Ace of Pentacles. Now, the Ace of Pentacles, that stands for, new things, new beginnings, new potential for abundance, new potential for financial opportunities. So I'm not sure if what it feels like is the right is feeling this way. They think they're about to get everything they want. And in the short term, they very well might. In the long term, I think it's going to come back to bite them in the butt so bad they're not going to know it hit them. And then I pulled the Knight of Swords. Now, the Knight of Swords, that's talking about a lot of mental activity. So there's a lot of people that are trying to figure their way around all of this mess. You've got one side trying to figure how to screw the other side over as fast as they can. You've got the other side trying to think like the other side to stop anything from happening. You've got a lot of people that are going to kind of just jump in and let's see what happens. That doesn't usually end up very good. So just a lot of brain activity going on there. So we'll have to see kind of what plays out in that department. And then I got the the Six of Cups. Now the Six of Cups, that's talking about childhood memories, um, influences from your past, nostalgia, homesickness. There's a lot of people right now, especially those that are in my age group or a little above, who remember what it was like when there was only one bread earner in the family and you could afford to pay all your bills, buy groceries, and take a vacation. That isn't true anymore. Now you have two or three earners in the family. Usually the oldest child is relegated to getting a job, part-time, whatever, and helping out the family. And we're looking at a lot of people yearning for how it used to be. The problem with that, let me hit the snooze. The problem with that is that people tend to look at the past through a very smeared lens. And so they look back and they think, oh, it was so wonderful. We had this, we did that, blah, 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 blah. And it was like, yeah, it was great if you were white. If you were any other nationality, any other race, it wasn't so hot because you didn't have any rights, you know. If you were a woman, you didn't have any rights. I wonder how many women today that support this MAGA movement would really enjoy going back to the day when they could not have a bank account unless there was a man to sign it for them, and he had ultimate control. Could go in and take out money anytime he saw fit, as she had nothing to stand on to stop it. I wonder if the women of today who support MAGA really look forward to not being able to own a credit card. That if you got a card, you were listed as Mrs. first name, last name of your husband. Your name was not on it. Same thing with a checking account. Your name was not on it. I wonder if women today who support the MAGA side would really appreciate the fact that they would not be allowed to purchase a home and own their own home without a man co-signing and ultimately having final say over what that house is used for and who can live there. That was within my lifetime. It used to be like that. And I'm only 64. So I am not looking forward to going back to that. That's one part of the past I don't ever want to see again. And I know a lot of women who feel that way about it. And it's these little MAGA Barbie dolls who think that they're going to keep all of their rights and privileges that they have right now when they take it away from everybody else. They haven't had the mental acuity to realize that when that stuff gets taken away, it gets taken away from them too. Just saying. All right. And then we got the sun. Now, I feel like with the sun, that this is that hope that those of us on the left are striving for. I think this represents the No King's Day March on Saturday, even though it's off by a day in the date, in the number, because this is number 19. And I think the King's March is the 18th, if I'm not mistaken. Or maybe it's the 17th. I don't remember. 15, 16, 17, it's 17th. Okay. So it's just off by a couple of numerical, blah, blah, blah. It's just off by a couple of days in the numerical tone. But I really feel like this is giving us this little shot in the arm. Hang in there. The sun is coming out. And when it does, everything is going to be laid out for all to see. And this is what we want. We want everything laid out for all to see. And with a lot of us, we're talking about the Epstein files with that. Now, I don't care whose names are on that list, if they're Republican, Democratic, Independent. I don't care. If they were part of that pedophile ring, they were part of those group of men who committed atrocities upon children. These weren't young women. These were children. Then I don't care what side of the aisle they're on. They need to go. They need to face the consequences. And if they're in a seat of power, they need to be taken out. And I don't mean that in a physically harm someone way. I mean taken out in the way of removed from their seat of power. And then lastly, I got the Nine of Pentacles. Now, the Nine of Pentacles, that's representing independent wealth, success, financial stability, financial security, rewards through hard work, respect for what you've done to earn those rewards. And this is kind of a mixed bag, I think, because we're going to have some on the left that are going to feel this, because of the atrocities that are happening. But you have a lot of people on the left that are going to be feeling this because with when you pull out the sun, they feel like, okay, everything's coming out, everything's coming to light. We're gonna know what the hell is going on and be able to fix it, right? So this is what we have looking at us. Like I said, the energy still feels really weird, like it almost feels like divine source can't quite pinpoint how things are going to go over the weekend. Um, there's still a lot of things in the air that are just kind of blowing around and whatnot. But I still have that weird energetic feeling. So I'm I keep feeling like the no King's Day marches are going to be successful, and I think they're going to be powerful. I think there are going to be some places where agitators are going to be slipped into the mix to try to cause chaos, because that's what they thrive on, is chaos. So it's going to be really important for those who are there to support the march and support that movement. Keep your calm. Don't get angry. Don't retaliate. Even if they start clubbing you and pepper spraying you and whatever, just curl up into a ball and protect your head. That's the best advice I can give. But don't fight back, because that's what they want. They want us to fight back so that he can declare martial law. And as long as we don't give them that satisfaction, we win. May not feel like a win, but it's going to be a big win. We have to keep our cool, people. Don't lose it. Make it a fun day. Keep it as positive as you can. Try not to, like I said, try not to let your emotions overrule your common sense. So I'm going to wrap it up from there. Like I said, the energy still feels really weird. When I say weird, it's like somebody's taken a camera lens and just kind of like cocked it just a little to the left or the right, just enough that it kind of puts things out of focus, but not completely. Okay? It's like everything's been kind of turned a little askew. And so, that square peg doesn't fit in that round hole. I don't care how hard you try to shove it in. It's not going to go there. And I think that's where we're at, is you have these people that are going to try to cram this square peg in a round hole, and it's not going to work. So keep your cool. Don't let them push your buttons. Don't show up with weaponry. Don't show up with guns or batons or pepper spray, whatever. Just don't bring it. Don't bring your regular phone. Don't. Go get a burner phone. You can pick one up at Walmart for like under 25 bucks. Go get one of those and keep those on you with, maybe your lawyer's number and a family member that you know is going to be at home. So that when they go look in your phone, that's all the information that's there. That's what you want. You don't want to bring your real phone with you, because they will take it and they will strip it. So you have to think outside the box, y'all. You have to think like they think, to think outside the box, to protect yourself. And that's the most important thing, is we have to protect ourselves. All right. Y'all have a good day. Friday's almost here. It's almost the weekend. So we will talk with y'all soon. Tomorrow, preferably. And yeah, y'all have a great day. Bye for now.